يقول راجي عفو رب سامعي محمد بن الجزري الشافعي: الحمد لله وصلى الله على نبيه ومصطفاه محمد وآله وصحبه ومقرئ القرآن مع محبه. وبعد إن هذه مقدمة فيما على قارئه أن يعلمه، إذ واجب عليهم محتم قبل الشروع أولا أن يعلموا مخارج الحروف والصفات ليلفظوا بأفصح اللغات، محرر التجويد والمواقف وما الذي رسم في المصاحف. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والتسليم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا متقبلا يا أرحم الراحمين. Oh Allah, teach us what benefit us, increase us in knowledge and good morals and in good deeds ya Rabb al-Alamin. Move a little bit this way so I can see. Move more, a little bit more. Yalla, move. No, you don't move. Okay. We continue by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings in Al-Jazariyya 38, and we have covered the first section, which was the introductory section, and Makharij al-Huruf, which is the most important section in Al-Jazariyya. So those who missed it, please watch it one by one, especially those who are now serving and volunteering in the Sunday school, and those who are not, also do that, because inshallah we will need your help soon. Every letter we mentioned many common mistakes that students usually make in those letters and how to fix those mistakes. It's extremely important that every one of you watch them carefully and learn them carefully, and in detail as well, with the examples, with practicing, especially the examples that are in the file, because they are carefully selected. Then we move to Sifat al-Huruf. As we mentioned, Imam Ibn al-Jazari rahimahullah, he covered Sifat al-Huruf in 7 lines. And we said we have 2 categories of Sifat al-Huruf: Sifat that have opposites and Sifat that don't have opposites. We already finished the first 4 lines in which he covered the Sifat that have opposites. We have 3 more lines to finish this section, and these 3 lines cover the Sifat that don't have opposites. So let's read the poem from the beginning again so that you memorize it and you remember it together. منظومة المقدمة فيما يجب على قارئ القرآن أن يعلمه، من نظم إمام الحفاظ وحجة القراء محمد بن علي ابن يوسف ابن الجزري رحمه الله تعالى. He was born 751 of the Hijrah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And now, anyone knows which year are we in now? Huh? What year? 1440. So I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it a new, happy, blessed, prosperous, fruitful, new Hijri year for all of you. And I think I shared with you a video on the lessons of the Hijrah, I think. So try to reflect on the last year, what you have done, and try to avoid your mistakes of the last year and start a new beginning with your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and preparing for your eternal future. Imam Ibn al-Jazari rahimahullah, he was born 751 years after the Hijrah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and passed away 833. So he starts with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. يقول راجي عفو رب سامعي محمد بن الجزري الشافعي الحمد لله وصلى الله على نبيه ومصطفاه محمد وآله وصحبه ومقرئ القرآن مع محبه. وبعد إن هذه مقدمة فيما على قارئه أن يعلمه، إذ واجب عليهم محتم قبل الشروع أولا أن يعلموا مخارج الحروف والصفات ليلفظوا بأفصح اللغات، محرر التجويد والمواقف وما الذي رسم في المصاحف، من كل مقطوع وموصول بها وتاء أنثى لم تكن تكتب بها. That was the introductory section. Then he moves to باب مخارج الحروف. مخارج الحروف 17 على الذي يختاره من اختبر للجوف ألف وأختاها وهي حروف مد للهواء تنتهي ثم لأقصى الحلق همز هاء ومن وسطه فعين حاء أدناه غين خاؤها والقاف أقصى اللسان فوق ثم الكاف أسفل والوسط فجيم الشين يا والضاد من حافته إذ ولي الضراس من أيسر أو يمناها واللام أدناها لمنتهاها والنون من طرفه تحت جعل والراء يدانيه لظهر أدخل والطاء والدال وتا منه ومن عليا الثنايا والصفير مستكن منه ومن فوق الثنايا السفلى والضاء والذال وثا للعليا من طرفيهما ومن بطن الشفة فالفاء مع أطراف الثنايا المشرفة للشفتين الواو باء ميم وغنة مخرجها الخيشوم. Then he moved to باب صفات الحروف. Bab means what? Here means section or chapter. باب صفات الحروف. So the introductory section and makharij were covered in 19 lines. Now صفات الحروف he covered it in 7 lines. مهموسها فحثه صفاتها first, right? Where is it? Here. صفاتها جهر ورخم مستفل منفتح مصمتة والضد قل مهموسها فحثه شخص سكت شديدها لفظ أجدقة بكت وبين رخو والشديد لنعمر وسبع علو خص ضغط قذ حصر وصاد ضاد طاء ضاء مطبقة وفر من لب الحروف المذلقة. Now the 3 lines that are remaining صفيرها صاد وزاي سين قلقلة قطب جد واللين واو وياء سكنا وانفتح قبلهما والانحراف صحح في اللام والراء وبتكرير جعل وللتفشي الشين ضاد نستطيل. In these 4 lines, how many صفات he covered? How many صفات he covered? Who knows? Who remembers? 8. So you're right. 8 صفات. 4 صفات, and they have 4 that are opposite, right? But we have 1 صفة which is in between. So that's why we have how many? 9 صفات, right? We have how many? 9 صفات. So first one he said مهموسها فحثه شخص سكت شديدها لفظ أجدقة بكت وبين رخو والشديد للعمر then وسبع علو استعلاء خص ضبط قد حصر وصاد ضاد طاء ضاء مطبقة إطباق. How many are these? 5. Skip the بينية. How many left? 4. These 4 they have 4 that are opposite, so these are 9. What about وفر من لب الحروف المذلقة? What about إذلاق and إصمات? What about that صفة? We explain. What about that صفة? We said it doesn't have relation to tajweed, right? We said it doesn't have relation to tajweed. So we covered 9 صفات that are related to tajweed. How many left? Those صفات they have opposites. Means every letter must have either the صفة or its opposite. So what are those صفات? Jahr, and the opposite is hams. Shidda, and the opposite is Rakhawa, and between them is Bayniyya. Itbaq, and the opposite is Infitah. Finally Isti'la, and the opposite is Istifal. Means every letter must have either one of these sifat or its opposite. Got it? Now, this means every Arabic letter must have at least how many sifat? Quickly guys, focus here. 4 sifat, right? Every Arabic letter must have at least 4 sifat. Now, in addition to those 4 sifat that every Arabic letter must have, they might have other 8 sifat that have no opposites. So the total of sifat will be how many? 9 and 8? 17 sifat. And how many makharij do we have? How many makharij? 17 makharij, right? We have 17 makharij and 17 sifat. So now this is what we're going to talk about. The 8 sifat that have no opposites. So some letters might have some of these sifat, some letters might not have any of these sifat. Imam Ibn al-Jazari, honestly, he mentioned only 7 of those 8 sifat. Then Sheikh Ayman added another sifat, which is mentioned in other lines by Imam Ibn al-Jazari. So let's start. صفيرها صاد وزاي سين. And remember, before I move on, I gave you a question in the test. If you want to pronounce any Arabic letter correctly, you have to know 2 things, right? That's one of the test questions. First thing, you have to know what? The makhraj of that letter. Where does it come from exactly? What is the point of articulation of that letter exactly? What do you do? What do you touch? And some of you, the ghain, they did not know exactly how to do it. The qaf, someone says the qaf is from the root of the tongue. Someone says the ghain is from the back part of the tongue. You have to stick to the terms that we agreed on. So we agreed this is a back part of the tongue, this is the root of the tongue. So with the back part we do the qaf and the kaf. With the root we use the ghain and the kha, etc., etc. So you have to be accurate and specific and learn those and review them correctly and review them carefully. What is the other thing we have to know to pronounce the letter correctly? Many of you just said sifat al-huruf. Come on. With every letter, we were explaining exactly what sifat you have to know, right guys? You don't have to know, honestly, all the sifat. I mean, not all the sifat, they have like very practical application to the letters. So we said the main sifat you have to really focus on, you don't ignore the other sifat, no. But I mean the strong sifat, the apparent sifat that you really have to focus on more than anything else is what? Every letter you pronounce, you have to pay attention to this sifat. Is it majhur or mahmus? Means does this letter have breath with it or not? You say kuwirat or kuwirat. Kuwirat, you cut it like the kuwirat or kuwirat. So is the letter mahmus or majhur? Right? The second thing, is it shadid or rikhu? Is the sound cut off? Ajil or rikhu? Al or bayni, an or al. That's the second sifa. Third sifa, is it mutbaq? Not this one. What else we said? Qalqala. So majhur or mahmus, rikhu or shadid. When you know it's rikhu or shadid, you know it needs qalqala or not. If it's rikhu or bayni, it doesn't need qalqala. If it's shadid, it needs qalqala, with the exception of the hamza and the ta and the kaf, right? With the exception of the hamza and the kaf and the ta. These 3 shadid letters, they don't have qalqala. They rather have either hams or tasheel. The rest of the shadid letters, they all have qalqala. So basically, when you know the letter is shadid or rikhu, you're gonna know it needs qalqala or not. So qalqala is a practical sifa. It's very practical. You have to learn it and apply it. Majhur and mahmus also, hams. It's giving breath. What's left? Itbaq and infitah. Practically, it doesn't have an implication because it's like descriptive. It's just telling you the sound is being imprisoned between the tongue and the roof of the mouth, right? So it's just descriptive. It's just telling you it makes the letter heavier, the itbaq letters, the 4 itbaq letters, right? This is why we said they're heavier than any other letters. What's left?
Light.
Huh?
It's like a heavy or light.
Heavy or light. This is very important. Tafkhim and tarqiq. Tafkhim is the result of isti'la. Isti'la in itself, it is descriptive because it's telling you the sound is going up. So what does the result of isti'la is what? That the letter is heavy. So you must learn what is this is the most important sifa, because this is the sifa that makes us different from us. Us and us both are mahmus, and both are rikhu. What makes them different? Isti'la, tafkhim, sad is heavy, sin is light. You see, tafkhim and tarqiq, most important sifa. Most important sifa, or sifatain. So these are the sifat. The rest of the sifat, tafashi, istitala for the dal, okay, that's an exception for the dal itself. So for the letters in general, these are the most important sifat you have to pay attention to whenever you say any letter. Is it mahmus? Is there a breath with it? Is its sound cut off? Is it heavy or light? When its sound is cut off, you'll either apply qalqala or hams. That is the answer for that question that many of you did not answer correctly. Did you get it? So what are the sifat that we have to pay attention to with every letter? Tell me one of them. Heavy or light? Ya Sheikh, give me another one. Yalla, keep paying attention here. Give me another one. Hams. Is there a breath with it or not? A third one. Yalla sister, a third one. Qalqala, very good. How do you know qalqala? If it is shadid or rikhu. These are the main sifat you have to know. Now, line 24. Line 24. صفيرها صاد وزاي سين. صفيرها صاد وزاي سين. قلقلة قطب جد واللين. قلقلة قطب جد واللين. That is the line that we're going to start with, inshallah. So the sifat that do not have opposites are how many? 8. First one, صفير. صفيرها صاد وزاي سين. Then قلقلة قطب جد واللين. As you can see, صفير, number 1. Number 2, قلقلة قطب جد واللين. واللين 3. واو وياء سكنة وانفتح قبلهما. والانحراف انحراف 4. صحح في اللام والراء وبتكرير تكرير جعل. وللتفشي الشين تفشي ضادا استطل استطالة then الغنة. So these are the 8 صفات that have no opposites. الصفير, القلقلة, اللين, الانحراف, التكرير, التفشي, الاستطالة and الغنة. Let's go to the first صفة, which is الصفير. الصفير, whistling. صفير means whistling. صفير is whistling. But doesn't mean it will really be like, as some students read, it will not really be like whistling, as some students do with the scene. They round their lips to make the whistling sound. They say, as. No, that's an exaggeration. You don't round your lips at all with the scene or the sound, at all, right? You don't even use your lips unless there is a dhamma for them. So you don't say as. So some people, they do this because they tell you it has safir. Yes, ya akhi, it has safir. Doesn't mean you're gonna make whistling sound. Really, the whistling sound that we know, like, right? Or, right? No. So safir is what? It's the sharpness in the sound of a letter due to forcing the air through a tight passage. When you are in the car and you open the window a little bit down, what do you hear? You hear the whistling sound, right? You hear the whistling sound. Why? Because the air is coming through a small passage. If you open more, then different sound from whistling, right? But if it's tight, you will hear the whistling sound very clear, right? Same thing with the teeth. How do we do the sad and the sin and the zai? Who can remember? How do you pronounce them? When you explain to the kids, how do you explain to them to pronounce sad and sin and zai? You tell them you place the tip of your tongue at the base of the lower incisors. lower incisors at the base, internal base, you place the tip of your tongue like this. Right? That's the first step to pronounce Sad, Sin and Zai. Then what do? Then you bring the teeth close to each other without touching them. That is how you pronounce the Sin, the Sad and the Zai. Huh? Make this. See? S, as, as. Got it? So why we have Safir for these three letters? Because the air is coming through what? This small space between the teeth. So you don't close the teeth. You should look at the kids when they're pronouncing. If they're saying Bismil, Bismil, right away you should figure out the mistake, right? If he's saying Bismil, Bismil, means he's closing his teeth. So tell him, make a small space. Ismi, Bismi, Bismi, right? Asha, as. Many kids they say as. So right away, look at his mouth. You see that he's biting on his tongue. Tell him, place your tongue at the internal base of the lower incisors like this. Tell him, put your tongue like this. Then just bring the teeth close. Of course, with the Sad, you raise the back part of the tongue and you make it curved to make the Sad heavy, right? So that is the Safir. If I tell me what's the definition of Safir, you have to know. It's sharpness in the sound of a letter due to what? Forcing the air through a tight passage. I might ask you, I'm gonna ask you, inshallah, because you have to pay attention really well and show that you really understand. Because why this is important? Because if the Sin or the Sad or the Zai are not really correct, this means there's something wrong with this space. Either big space or no space at all, so you have to know. Oh, so I might ask you, why do we have Safir? Why we have Safir for the Safir letters, for example? So you have to say because of the tight passage from which the sound comes out, which is the small space between the teeth. Tamam, guys? This passage is made by bringing the upper and lower teeth so close to each other when we pronounce or produce the Safir letters Sad, Sin and Zai. Tamam? So this is line 24, as you can see, sister. Safiruha Sadun wa Zayun Sin. Safiruha means what? Their Safir. Their means what? For what? Their, this pronoun refers for what? Their Safir is Sad and Zai and Sin. It's referred to what? Like Sifatuha, their Sifat. It refers to what? To the letters. Right? And why he's using Ha, which is for the feminine singular. I mentioned this many times. Why he's using Safiruha? Why he didn't say Safiruhu? Why he used the pronoun of the feminine singular to refer to the letters? Because we said the Arabs use singular, the feminine singular pronoun to refer to inhuman or inanimate plural. Inanimate plural. In the Quran, Jannatin tajri min tahtihi al-anhar or tahtihim al-anhar or tahtiha al-anhar. Tahtiha al-anhar. Okay? That ayah different, tajri min tahtihim al-anhar. It's talking about home, about the people under them. But Jannatin tajri min tahtiha. Because the gardens are inanimate plural. Tahtiha, under, beneath them. Beneath them. In English we say them, right? We're using plural pronoun. But in Arabic, We say تحتها. We use the feminine singular pronoun to refer to the plural, to the inanimate plural, to inhuman plural. Do you understand? Is this clear? Why you say صفاتها? Why you say صفيرها? Why you say تجري من تحتها? Okay? Even when we want to speak, for example, let's say we have a number of cows here. We say هذه. We use the noun or the demonstrative pronoun for the feminine singular. هذه الأبقار we say, or هذه البقرات. تمام? Or الأشجار. We say هذه الأشجار. These trees. We use هذه for the feminine singular. As if I say هذه العلبة, for example. هذه العلبة or هذه الطاولة, this table, or this table, let's say. هذه, so you use for the singular feminine, you use also the same pronoun for inhuman or inanimate plural. Got it why we said صفيرها? Okay. Again, I remind you that we have the Arabic class every Saturday evening at 7, and still you can join. We're still in the second class. Okay. صفيرها صاد وزاين سين. Yalla, let's look at the picture. So you see where the tip of the tongue is resting? Where is it resting, ya Sheikh Ibrahim? Where is the tip of the tongue resting? Huh? At the internal base of the lower incisors. You have to know this very well. Yalla, repeat, ya Sheikh Jawad. Where is the tip of the tongue resting?
Lower base of the incisor.
Internal base of the lower incisors. Got it? Then what do we do? As you can see in the picture, the teeth are very close. Are they connected? They're not connected. They're not touched. This is why we have the safir. So sharpness in the sound of the letter due to forcing the air through a tight passage. That is safir. Very easy, very simple. Now we just need to pay attention to some common mistakes. I already told you one of them, which is the exaggeration in safir. Don't exaggerate. Don't round the lips. Don't try to make. No. Just do the makhraj correctly. The safir will come naturally. This is why when we talked about the letters, I did not tell you you have to pay attention to the safir. No, because if you apply the makhraj of the sad and the sin and the zai correctly, it will come with safir. Now, very important point here. Very important point. Many people, they have problems with their teeth. They have problems with their teeth. Some people, their teeth, particularly the big teeth, they don't even touch at all. They don't even come close. They're small. And some of them, they have problems here in the front. So the purity of these letters depends like 99% on the shape and the status of the teeth. So when you're listening to a student, tell them open your mouth. Tell them open wide, and see their teeth, and tell them to close like this. See, then you can figure out. You see here, there's very big space. So no matter how much they close, there's big space. So they cannot say S. They will say S, F, S, S, like this, S, something like this, S. So you just tell them to try as much as they can. Then don't overburden them because they cannot do it. Do you understand? They cannot do it. So you have to be sensitive and careful. So this is why you see really the scene with some people, the scene and the sad and the zai clearer and more pure than some others. Okay? If you apply the makhraj correctly, then khalas, that's what you cannot do more. Mashi? Be a tajweed expert. Safir, as all other attributes except for qalqala, applies to all letters of safir, whether they have haraka, sukun, haraka or sukun. But the sukun makes the attribute clear. Again, this note, we're mentioning it almost every now and then. Do we apply sifat of al-huruf? This is another question that I will ask, inshallah. Do we apply صفات الحروف in all of the cases of the letter, or only when they have sukoon? Yalla, what's the answer? Like, do we apply safir to the sad and sin and zai always, or only when they have sukoon? Always. But any difference between the safir of the letters when they have sukoon and when they have haraka? Any difference? Of course there is a difference. What's the difference? Always with all sifat except for qalqala. Qalqala only applied when there is sukoon. Why we apply qalqala only when there is sukoon? That's the question that will come after safir, inshallah. As for all of the rest of the sifat, we apply them in all cases, but when the letter has a sukoon, the sukoon will make the sifa clearer. That's the difference. So we don't say, we apply more safir when the letter has sukoon. No, that's scientifically incorrect. In tajweed, and the tajweed science is not correct. You cannot say, we apply more hams for the letter when it has sukoon. That's not correct. So you're applying the same hams, but the sukoon makes the hams appear clearer as for all sifat as well. Got it? So sukoon makes the sifa clearer. That's it. Why? Because the sound is in the consonant status. In the consonant status. The haraka, when you're doing a haraka, there's a movement in the lips or the tongue or the lower jaw, so that will reduce the clarity of the attribute or the sifa. Tamam? Yalla, let's read the examples of the sad and the sin and the zai, and we're done. So what's the about paying attention that the teeth has a main effect? We mentioned that, and also let's mention, do not exaggerate in the safir. Do not round the lips. Do not try to whistle as a normal whistling. So it's not, doesn't mean like whistle, you have to. No. Okay? Okay, what else? That's it. These are the main things. Yalla, let's read the examples and we're done with Safir. Yalla. Yalla. As. Let's start with the Sad. As. Yalla, practice quickly. Let's finish these examples. As. Practice, all of you. As. Sa. Su. Si. See how I'm saying the as? I'm not saying as some people do. Right? As. This is how some people even teach some sheikhs. They tell you, you have to round the lip like as. And one of the students, he was talking to one of the prominent sheikhs in Syria, I think Sheikh Muhammad Sukkar, may Allah have mercy on him. So he was telling him, for the Safir, he was telling him, the sheikh telling him, why are you doing this? Why are you saying as? He's telling him, Sayyidi, to make Safir. He told him then, do you say Azizun? Do you say Azizun? So he told him, then why don't you do the same for the Zai? Right? So you don't do this neither for the Sad nor for the Zai, right? So, as, sa, su, si, ashab. Very important word. What's the common mistake here? What's the common mistake here? Many students do in this word. As, I'm making it now. As. What is it? As. Make that. Don't let the heaviness of the sad affect the lightness of the hamza. As. Practice. Ashabu. Ashab. Yalla, practice, yeah. أصحاب أصحاب أصحاب. Sometimes, this is another note, sometimes just aligning the teeth a little bit different. Look, when you say a certain letter in a certain way for 10 years, your brain is programmed that when you want to say this letter, it will make the teeth be placed in a certain way. Sometimes usually you place them in a wrong way. So sometimes if you use the mirror and try to align them, you can do that, and that will make the sin or the sad or the zay clearer, and that happened with me. So when I pay attention more, they come clearer. S, between you say S, S and S, S, S. So you need to hold the mirror and watch yourself. Or when the kids, they say, try to make it purer and to make it correct, to place the teeth correctly. Okay? S, S, As, As. يلا. يصلاها. Quick شباب. يصلاها. عصا. عصا. ولو حرصتم. ولو حرصتم لست عليهم بمسيطر. عاصف. عاصف. You can never practice like this, right? You can never practice like this, right? عاصف. So always your mouth and your jaw should be free. Always your mouth should be free so that you practice correctly. Also the kids in front of you when they're reading, let them face you face to face and keep the head free. Don't lean it on anything. يلا. فقصص القصص. فقصص القصص. أصطفى. Same thing, huh? أصطفى. Hamza always like أصطفى. 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 Here's a slight mistake some people do. They're trying to make the Hamza like, so look what they do. Look at it. Look what they do. أصطفى. Who can figure out? أصطفى. They prolong the fatha a little bit unconsciously because they want to make the Hamza like they say as, like someone say al-haq, he wants to make the ha like, so he stretched the fatha. So you should not do that. Haq. Same thing here. Else. This needs practice. This needs reading to certified reciters and sheikhs so that they help you. أصطفى. صددناكم. يستصرخ. أليس الصبح بقريب. أليس الصبح. صبو. Is this subu? What's on the ba? So this is like one of the questions in the test, right? What do you do to make it right? How do you pronounce it? Subhu, right? You round with the sad, bring back normal with the ba, round again with the ha. Subhu. If you keep them rounded, subuhu, no, then you make dhamma. أليس الصبح بقريب. Again, والصافات صفا. فالعاصفات عصفا. اهدنا same thing here. اهدنا ihdinas. Also here I notice sometimes also some people اهدنا no, don't stretch the فتحة. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. يلا يا أخي. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط صراط. Who can tell me a common mistake here? I'm going to tell you. صراط what is it? صراط الذين. Putting shadda, right? So pay attention to this. صراط, no. صراط, not صراط. صراط الذين. قل كل متربص فتربصوا. كل متربص فتربصوا. Here comes the skillfulness of the qari to move from a heavy letter to a light letter, again to a heavy letter smoothly and correctly, giving every letter its right. That is the skillfulness of the qari. That is where it is manifested, right? So كل متربص فتربصوا. متربص فتربصوا. فستعلمون من أصحاب الصراط السوي ومن اهتدى. Louder guys, louder. What are you shy of? Here, very common mistake. They say صراط صراط. See? صراط. Say الصراط. See how you feel it's not easy because very heavy letter to a light letter. فستعلمون من أصحاب الصراط السوي ومن اهتدى. فستعلمون من أصحاب الصراط السوي. صرفا ولا نصرا. فاصطادوا حتى يصدر. وصى. أسلم. قسوة. والمسجد الحرام. Of course, we talked about the common mistakes in every letter of these letters. For example, here, many students, they say, وَالْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ, right? They say it's zai, وَالْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ. Usjud, right? Usjud, وَالْمَسْجِد. We already covered all those notes, right? Now we're just talking about the sifa. Still, we're reminding you of those common mistakes. So, show the scene. وَالْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ. أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. Let me hear you guys. أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. فَوَسَطْنَ بِهِ جَمْعًا. Anyone can tell me a common mistake in this ayah some people make? فَوَسَطْ, what else? In the word جَمْعًا. Fatha on the meme. You see, very good. You see, Fatha on the meme. Are you doing it or someone else? So they say جمع جمع, right? جمع, right? Good. عسى سيصلى سوط عذاب. You can make adhan when you like, but please don't come close to the mic. بارك الله فيك. سوط عذاب سلقوكم سلقوكم قست. See? قست. Take the white charger. Unplug it. لمسجد أسس فقد سرق أخ يستصرخه يستصرخه. This is very important, huh? Just plug it. Plug it. Okay. Focus here. Yes. يلا. Heal it with you so that you need to turn it on. يلا. يستصرخه لا تسجدوا للشمس مستمعهم بسلطان سنطيعكم فستعلمون. This is an important one. This one. وزنوا بالقسطاس المستقيم. وزنوا بالقسطاس المستقيم فما تستطيعون عسيرا عسيرا. Make sure you don't say عصيرة, okay? Otherwise it will be a juicy day for the disbelievers instead of a difficult day. عصيرة عسيرا. وإن يسلبهم القاسية يوسوس بسطة وزادكم في الخلق بسطة. عزيز يزجي سحابا الزانية والزاني زينة من رزق إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها ولا تزر وازرة وزر أخرى. So obviously we already covered the difference between zai and tha, and many kids, even though in English za is different from tha, but still some kids they mix between them and they say dhulvilatil. So you have to pay attention, and this mistake is very easy to fix. So you have to pay attention to that. يبسط الرزق يبسط الرزق فآزره يعجب الزراع ولا يزيدن. Any question? صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.